बच्चों, so let's read this question. For two non-zero complex numbers z1 and z2, if real part of z1 multiplied by z2 is equals to 0 and real part of z1 plus z2 is equals to 0, then which of the following are possible? A. Imaginary part of z1 is greater than 0 and imaginary part of z2 is also greater than 0. Imaginary part of z1 is less than 0 and imaginary part of z2 is greater than 0. C. Imaginary part of z1 is greater than 0 and imaginary part of z2 is less than 0. Or D. Imaginary part of z is less than 0 or imaginary part of z2 is less than 0 as well. So we have to choose the correct answer from the options which are given to us over here. Now let us start solving this question. तो हमें already given है. Let us first understand our key concept. Real numbers होते क्या है? So if we define them in a layman language, it is the combination of real numbers and their imaginary part. तो अगर हम देखें कि कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स को मैथमेटिकली कैसे लिखा जाता है, तो इट इज a plus iota b, where a and b are real numbers, and iota over here defines the imaginary part of that number, and the value of iota is under root of -1. So let us now start solving this question. तो हमारे को इस क्वेश्चन में already given है that first real part of z1 multiplied by z2 is equals to 0. And the second thing which is given to us is that real part of z1 plus z2 is equals to 0 as well. So we need to determine which of the following options is possible in the given. So अगर हम condition 1 की बात करें यहाँ पे, which is our real part of z1 multiplied by z2 is equals to 0. So it means that, तो अगर हमारा रियल पार्ट ऑफ z1 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय z2 इज इक्वल्स टू 0 होगा, तो हमें पता है दैट द प्रोडक्ट z1 एंड z2 इज प्योरली इमेजिनरी. तो if we can write if real part of z1 multiplied by z2 is equals to 0, it means that product z1 z2 is purely imaginary. क्योंकि रियल पार्ट तो 0 हो गया, so we are left with imaginary part of the complex number. Now we let z1 is equals to x1 plus iota y1 and z2 as x2 plus iota y2. So then we have the product of z1 and z2. तो हम multiply करेंगे z1 and z2 का. Then we will have x1 plus iota y1 multiplied by x2 plus iota y2, जिसका हमारा प्रोडक्ट होता है x1 y1 x1 x2 minus y1 y2 plus iota x1 y2 plus y1 x2. Now for real part to be 0, हमारे को पता है x1 x इधर हमारा रियल पार्ट ये वाला पार्ट है, सो हमारे को पता है कि हमारा रियल पार्ट 0 दिया हुआ है. तो फॉर रियल पार्ट टू बी 0, x1 x2 minus y1 y2 is equals to 0. Thus we can say that x1 x2 is equals to y1 y2. For condition 2, let us discuss now condition 2. अगर हम condition 2 की बात करें, then real part of z1 plus z2 is equals to 0. So if real part of z1 plus z2 is equals to 0, that means that z1 plus z2 is purely imaginary. This implies that z1 plus z2 is purely imaginary. तो अगर हम इसकी बात करें x1 plus x2 is equals to 0. Thus we can say that x1 is equals to minus of x2. Now we will analyze the imaginary parts. So from the equation x1 x2 is equals to y1 y2 and x1 is equals to minus x2, we can substitute it and we'll get minus x2 multiplied by x2 is equals to y1 y2. So minus x2 square is equals to y1 y2. Thus that implies that y1 and y2 must have opposite signs, because the product of y1 and y2 is negative. Because the product of y1 and y2 is negative. तो अगर हम बात करें जो ऑप्शंस हमारे को प्रोवाइडेड है उसमें से, तो हम कह सकते हैं दैट इफ y1 is less than is less than 0, then y2 जो हमारा होगा वो ग्रेटर देन 0 होगा, और इफ y1 is greater than 0, then जो हमारा y2 होगा वो less than 0 होगा. Now let us evaluate the options which are provided to us. अगर हम options की बात करें, so imaginary part of z1 is greater than 0 and imaginary part of z2 is also greater than 0. It would not be possible क्योंकि दोनों parts ही positive है simultaneously. Now if we talk about B part में हमारे को दिया हुआ है कि z1 हमारा लेस देन 0 और z इमेजिनरी पार्ट ऑफ z2 हमारा ग्रेटर देन 0 है, जो कि पॉसिबल है क्योंकि दे हैव ऑपोजिट साइंस, तो हमारा ऑप्शन बी कैन बी पॉसिबल. एंड इफ यू टॉक अबाउट सी, अगेन ऑपोजिट साइंस आर देयर, सो सी कैन बी पॉसिबल एज वेल, बट डी इज अगेन नॉट पॉसिबल. तो हमारा ऑप्शन सी which says B and C will be the right answer to the question. I hope you understood the question well. Best of luck.